up, Aussie YouTube? 6ftHax here. Half for you guys today. Another Wi-Fi battle. This was a match I got off of my stream yesterday against my boy Azure Bolts. I will be streaming Wi-Fi battles again tomorrow on Thursday. If you guys would like to have a battle with me, then come and hang out. Of course, if you do enjoy the video, then make sure to hit the like button down below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this matchup. So, as you can see from my opponent's team, he really has nothing for my Tapu Lele once Celesteela gets weakened. So that was kind of my thought process going into the match, was to weaken Celesteela, which I will thankfully be able to do very early on in this match, because he's actually going to be leading off with the Celesteela as I lead off with my Mamoswine. You cannot tell me Mamoswine does not remind you of Samoa Joe. Look up Samoa Joe and put it side by side to Mamoswine and tell me that Samoa Joe doesn't remind you of Mamoswine like Mamoswine reminds you of Samoa Joe. So I'm going to be able to get on my rocks turn 1 as he's going to go for the Heavy Slam, and then I'm going to try to chip down this Celesteela with the Icicle Crash so I can put it in range of where he won't have any switch-ins to my Tapu Lele, which is going to be really good going into this matchup, because this is the only thing he has that can safely switch into a Psychic from my Tapu Lele, as I'm going to be able to get off 2 Icicle Crashes. He's going to knock me out with the second Heavy Slam. I'm guessing that he went for the Leech Seed, thinking that I would want to switch out, but honestly, I have no Pokemon to switch into the Celesteela that can stop it from just going for Leech Seed and Protect. So chipping it down and putting it in a range of where it can be revenge killed was definitely the better play I could have done. As I bring in my Gengar here, I do luckily have the Thunderbolt on this Gengar, so that is going to be enough to knock out Celesteela at about 50% HP, and then here, expecting him to predict me to go for the Thunderbolt again, I'm going to switch up moves and go for the Shadow Ball, considering that there's no real reason he should leave in Celesteela, as I'm able to catch the incoming Roselia. Not Roselia, sorry, I was just talking to Sky and he mentioned Roselia. But I will be able to 2-hit KO the Roserade, which is really good because that means he can't Spike Stack on me, which is going to be very good for me because I don't have any hazard removal outside of my Mandibuzz, which I don't want to defog away my own Stealth Rock. So as he brings in the Kamala, I was thinking that he was going to go for a U-turn or go for a Wish or maybe go for the Protect, but no, he pulls out the Earthquake. Now, I guess I could have switched into my Mandibuzz, but my Mandibuzz can literally not do anything to Kumala, because it can't be poisoned by Toxic, and even if I taunt it, he can just switch out and save Kamala for later. So I decided to leave in Gengar to get off as much damage as I could to allow me to get a free switch into my Tapu Lele, which utterly destroys him now that the Celesteela is below 50%. As he brings in the Primarina, I'm very positive that a Psychic will not knock out the Primarina at the amount of HP that it is at. So I'm going to switch into my Assault Vest Magearna, which was really my best switch into this because obviously he could have Moon Blasted my incoming Mandibuzz. And much to my surprise, he turns out to be Life Orb and not Specs. And if he was Choice Specs, he would have been able to easily 2-hit KO me. Luckily though, I'm going to be able to get off a good amount of damage with the Flash Cannon to the point where another one may knock him out depending on roll. So long as I don't get like absolute min damage, I should definitely be able to knock him out with the Flash Cannon. But I didn't want to risk the roll, so I decided to go for the Floral Cannon, guaranteeing that I would knock out the Primarina and not have to deal with it anymore. There was also the possibility that maybe he wanted to try and switch out and save Primarina for later, so that was another reason why I did go for the Floral Cannon. As he brings in the Alola Raichu, he's going to be able to outspeed me and knock me out with the Thunderbolt, which is fine because I can just bring back in my Tapu Lele, and after Stealth Rocks, I do have a chance to knock out Raichu with Shadow Ball, and there's nothing that Raichu has that he can do to my Tapu Lele to be able to knock me out in any one hit. So I go for the Shadow Ball as he just barely lives on the smidgen of HP, and then this did not at all cross my mind. The fact that he could go for a Z move never once clicked in my mind, and you're about to see this animation is actually really awesome. Like, this is my first time actually seeing it on Wi-Fi, and this is definitely getting thumbnail. Now, I didn't know that Raichu's signature Z move 100% paralyzed. So what I should have done was brought in my Gyarados instead of bringing in my Tapu Lele, because Gyarados can live a Thunderbolt, and then I may have baited him to go for the Z move against my Gyarados, so he wouldn't have been able to use it against my Tapu Lele later in the match. And I just kind of sack off my Tapu Lele for no reason, because I just completely forgot about the fact that Raichu Z move does paralyze. But I do still have a chance to win this battle. Luckily, Celesteela is very weakened, and I can live one Thunderbolt. As long as he doesn't crit me, or as long as he doesn't get a full paralysis, I can still possibly win this battle after a Dragon Dance. So I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance, which is going to guarantee me being able to outspeed him the following turn. So I'm going to be able to knock out the Raichu here. I can knock out the Celesteela after Stealth Rocks, and if Garchomp isn't Scarfed, I can outspeed it and potentially knock it out with the Waterfall. If I don't knock it out, I can hopefully maybe get a flinch, and then from there I can definitely win. But that is not going to happen, as he is going to turn out to be Scarfed, knock me out with the Outrage, and that is basically the battle, because my Mandibuzz unfortunately does not have Taunt. So even if I was able to beat this Garchomp 1v1, then Celesteela could still come in, Leech Seed, Protect, Heavy Slam, and this match could have turned into a giant 1 hour match. But I didn't want to be that guy, and I didn't want to extend the match any longer than it really had to be. So I'm going to roost up a couple times, and eventually he is going to be able to beat me. I was hoping to be able to at least get rid of the Garchomp, so I could have lost 1-0 instead of 2-0, but in the end it doesn't really matter because I still lose either way. So like I said, if I had remembered that Raichu Z move could have paralyzed me, then I most likely would have brought in my Gyarados instead of my Tapu Lele, because as you saw, Gyarados was able to live, and then I could have Dragon Danced or forced them out and been at +1 speed and +1 attack on his Celesteela and knocked out the Celesteela. And then I could have sacked off my Mandibuzz to the Raichu expecting the Z move, and then after 2 Stealth Rock switch-ins, Tapu Lele is able to knock out Raichu because it is in range and it is no longer a roll. But either way, that was a very, very fun and good game. Azure Bolts. Again, guys, if you would like to battle me, my Twitch is down in the description. I will be streaming battles tomorrow, so you guys can come out, hang out, and battle me if you would like to, or just talk to me and be interactive and all that shenanigans. So if you guys did enjoy the match, make sure to hit the like button down below. And with that being said, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping.